Yo, it's Parkinson again for part 2 of our chord construction lesson as part of the Solo Guitar Concepts series. So this is going to be dealing with applying what we just learned in the previous lesson, that's constructing the chords, to an arrangement. And in order to facilitate it, I'm just going to take like the first 2 or 3 chords from the tune that we learned the bass and melody to last time, which is Someday My Prince Will Come. In case you've forgotten what it sounds like, I will repeat it real quick. It's in the key of B flat major. Here's the arrangement of the bass and melody with no real rhythm to it, but just. Something along those lines is the first A section, or like the A section. I guess it's A, B, or A1 and A2, whatever. Now, we just played only a bass note and the melody. Now, the task is to add chord fragments in there somewhere to like make it, sound tonally like what you want it to sound like, to color up the melody. While the bass is already implying the main tonality, you really give it another level of color with the chord that you choose. And this is where fingering becomes very, very, very important, and I'm going to show it to you with the first chord. The first chord is a B flat major 7, but for the sake of interest, let's make it a B flat major 9. And that means that the notes that are contained within the chord will be a B flat, a C, a D, an F, and an A natural. So, pardon, I'm going to take a little swig. Life Water, unofficial sponsor, because they don't fucking know that I just did that. Anyway, I digress. So, with the first chord, if I choose to finger it in a way that, well, actually, let me digress yet again. The chord is a B flat major 9, we said. I named all the notes. The melody note happens to be an F note, and you can find that very easily on the 6th fret of the B string. Now, on the 6th fret of the low E string, you've got a B flat note, which is the root of the chord. So, there's your 2 notes. Now, notice what I'm doing here is I'm barring them, right? I'm just barring at the 6th fret and just plucking out the notes that I want. Now, these 3 guys, my pinky, ring finger, and middle, are free to find notes that are between the melody and the bass to play out of the formula that we selected, which is major 9. So now I can play this. I can play, or maybe just a 4-note chord, or this. All very acceptable. Now, you may say, none of those chords really hits me in the chest. I don't really dig any of those too much for like an arrangement. That's not like a sweet enough voicing. So let's try something. Let's try to play the notes in the same place, okay? Both still at the 6th fret, but let's finger it differently. Let's play the middle finger doing the bass, ring finger doing the melody. Now your index finger is behind those fingers and your pinky's above. You can create like all kinds of different voicings that you didn't have before, like. And one of my favorites is. That's a nice voicing. You got that minor 2nd in there. That's real nice. So I may choose that as the first chord of my arrangement. Or if I'm not happy with any of those, I can then move maybe to the pinky playing the melody note and the ring finger playing the bass, and now 2 fingers are behind. Maybe you can come up with a voicing this way that you like. Let me see here. That's pretty nice. Even though I put a G in it, which I should not have done. But again, you can start experimenting, and then if a note creeps in there that shouldn't have been there in the formula and it sounds sweet, awesome. But as an exercise, you really should try to keep it to the formula that you're searching for. Along the way, you'll find other things as well. So now, Just to contextualize this, let's take the second chord, okay? And the second chord is a little bit different because it comes from a different harmony too. It's a D7 sharp 5. Now the sharp 5 is in the melodies, and that makes it a B flat note, which is, I can just find at the 6th fret, one string down, which is the high E string, and then the bass note would be a D, which is the 5th fret of the A string. So together, when you're moving from the first chord to the second, it would be. And then with the same bass note ringing, you're going to also play this note. That's part of the melody. So you got. Okay, still over the D chord. So you've got now two notes that you may want to harmonize with different chords, but they're still over a D7 sharp 5. So if I choose to finger like the bass note with my index finger and the middle finger playing the melody note, I have my other two fingers here to pick something out. So I could go for the first chord, and I could even just keep it for the second chord and just pluck it like this. So I can go, there's the melody, you know. Or choose a different fingering, of course, if you so choose. Let's just say we choose that first crazy voicing that we had, and then I could go to, that's pretty sick, and then, or excuse me, to this, etc. Like I said, there's an infinite way for you guys to go about doing this. Don't be afraid to experiment. I'm not going to go ahead and do a whole arrangement, but I mean, I think that that's a pretty good way of explaining what it is that you should be doing with it. Now, like, once you combine a bunch of rhythmic elements and other things of that nature, you can craft some pretty sweet arrangements. I mean, I'll show you something that I've done. This has some chords in it and some percussive elements, and it's an arrangement of a Michael Jackson tune. I'm just going to play a couple of choruses or whatever for you so you can see what I'm talking about. I'll start just doing the bass, right? So here's the bass. Add percussion. Guitar part.